Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom also to the Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, and to the speckled birds scattered throughout the four corners of the world, and to the few sisters who are listening to you, I say Shalom. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson on the brother Khadashi from the GMS Chicago camp, coming back at you with another short, Lord willing, edifying lesson. And as you can see, the title of the lesson, I put Jesse Watters calls to bomb UN. All right, and I have this headline right here. It says Fox News's Jesse Watters calls to bomb UN or maybe gas it after broken escalator and teleprompter during Trump's visit. And see, what the scriptures say, man, is that you could either blow on the spark, like it says right here, Sirach 28:12. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit on it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth. And you got to understand that words have a huge effect, especially now more than ever, that this is an informational world. You know, you could go viral one day and then by next week, off that viral statement that you made, the whole world could be turned upside down, man. And see, ever since Trump has gotten into office in January up until right now in September, man, there has been so many statements that this devil and his administration and different people all throughout the media outlet has been saying. And these countries are getting tired of America, man. These devils are literally, blowing on the spark, so to speak. Okay? They're literally blowing on the spark. This man literally just called to bomb the UN. That's insane. And it's really stupid. It's actually really stupid, man. All right, it says longtime Fox News personality Jesse Watters called for the bombing of the United Nations headquarters in New York City. And that's another dumb thing. How are you going to call to bomb something that is in your own country, man? All right, which America has bombed its own country, man. All right, they've bombed the Jake. All right. So don't be surprised. Hey, matter of fact, in that movie Civil War, what was going on in that movie Civil War? It was literally America bombing its own citizens, man. See, this country is getting so divided and it's getting so isolated from its allies and other countries throughout the world that everybody is just falling back on America, man. Many people are falling back on America. And so for you as somebody that covers media, that does news coverage, for you to say that, on live TV, call for the bombing of the UN, a lot of medias out there are going to see that, man. All right. It says the Fox host claimed that the UN staffers sabotaged the escalator and the teleprompter, calling the malfunctions an insurrection. And what we need to do is either leave the UN or we need to bomb it, which is a very stupid statement, man. And you already know that as this place continues to go down, more division is going to be is going to start coming out. There's already a lot of countries that are divided against this place, man. All right, especially over that that Palestinian thing, man. All right, because I think Canada, France, and I forgot who else recognizes. Let me look this up real quick, because I saw another article that said that U.S. allies are now, turning on America, man. Let me see if I can find that. Or you know what? Let's play this one real quick, man. Because this also shows you the pride of Trump, man. Trump, basically at this UN assembly The very spot where this guy is basically saying that they should bomb the UN because they sabotaged the escalator and, the teleprompter. All right. Well, when Donald Trump was up there addressing these people and these different United Nations, because the United Nations is over 193 countries, man. All right. 193 countries are part of the UN. So he's saying this to not only the leaders of these people, but the people, man. He's basically shitting on the way that they govern their world, which really America, America's the one putting sanctions and making it impossible for other countries to even function, man. America, along with its interests that it's aligning itself with, the country of the tiny hats. All right. They're basically isolating themselves from the whole entire world, man. All right. Which the scriptures say that this would be happening, man. All right. This devil is very prideful, man. The scriptures talk about in Daniel, the 7th chapter, how his look was more stout than his fellows. It says right here, this is Daniel 7:20. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And that really shows you the pride of America, man. All right. These previous Edomite kingdoms and their pride do not compare to the pride that America has. All right. America as a whole, as an empire, as a country. All right. This place, their look is more stout than their fellows. They're more prideful than their allies. They're more prideful than the people that are under them, part of the same organizations, part of the same treaties that they're signing, and so on and so forth. Even though they're signing the same treaty, part of the same organization, America looks at these other countries like they're under them. All right. And that's even the statement that he makes, man. So let's watch this.
UK's president addressed the United Nations General.
President have its original.
Let's skip that, Keisha. Let's skip to the good parts.
Fired
a very strong.
You're going to see how prideful this devil is.
In the event that Russia is not ready to make a deal to end the war, then the United States is fully prepared to impose a very strong round of powerful tariffs.
President Trump also urged European countries to stop buying Russian oil. The president of the European Commission said the EU wants to meet that goal before 2027.
Now, the Kremlin fired back this morning, indicating
Salakia, it didn't even play what he said. I want to get the part where he tells them that their country is going to hell, man. All right? Trump is stupid, man. Trump tells country. It says your countries are going to hell speech annotated. So let's read what this devil said, man. Let's see if we can find this. Salakia, if I can't. Let me see. I just want to play the video. I'm not even trying to, Let's see this one it is.
I ended 7 wars. And
that's another thing too, man. This devil said he ended 7 wars, man. What? This devil, ever since he's gotten into office, all he has done has escalated tensions all throughout the world, man. All throughout the world, these countries are preparing for war, man. All right? You got France telling their population and preparing hospitals, telling them to get ready for war, man. You got countries, NATO and EU countries handing out pamphlets and telling their citizens to get ready for war, man. All over throughout the world, these different countries are preparing for evidently what's right before their face. War, man. All right? War is the war drums are beating louder and louder by the day. And you got this devil basically saying that he ended 7 wars, man. What 7 wars did you end? This dude is prideful, man. And he's saying this before 193 countries, man. And this is not something that he's saying just to say. You got to understand that this America, their look is more stout than their fellows. So as he's saying this, he's saying it in a prideful, very braggadocious way, man. He's looking at these countries, telling them, your countries are going to shit, but I stopped 7 wars. Listen to what this devil is saying, man.
In all cases, they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. All I got...
Look, you got people... Oh my gosh,
from the United Nations.
This devil, all he's doing is bragging up there, man. And you know what? Let me get this scripture real quick. It says, pride is before the fall. Let me get that real quick. This is Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and then haughty spirit before a fall. And what we're watching is the downfall of our greatest enemy, Esau, Edom. All right, we're in a very blessed position to be right here watching the downfall of our enemy. And right before his downfall, you're going to see his pride skyrocket to levels you've never even thought of before, man. Because when America was first established, and back then, and it was starting to rise up all throughout the 1400s until it finally was established in the 1700s. You got to understand that this country and the Edomites that established this country, they were very prideful, man. And that's the spirit that these so-called MAGA people and Trump is basically inciting within these Edomites. They're returning back to that good old pride, man. All right. And since this is before their destruction, best believe they're going to be very prideful, not only to their citizens, but to the whole world. You got to understand that this nation, you're going to have its allies turn on them. And you got people now calling for you got politicians like Marco Rubio basically saying that we need to leave, or that America needs to leave the United Nations, man, that they serve no purpose. All right. So if they're already suggesting to leave the United Nations, and they have previously also suggested to leave the EU and NATO and so on and so forth, man, if they're already suggesting things like this a couple of months into his presidency, what do you think they're going to suggest next? When do you think they're going to suggest that they need to leave the NATO and the EU, man? All right. This country, this place is falling, man.
Was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle, and then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action. I'm the president of the United States, but I worry about Europe. I love Europe. I love the people of Europe, and I hate to see it being devastated by energy and immigration. This double-tailed monster destroys everything in its wake, and they cannot let that happen any longer. You're doing it because you want to be nice. You want to be politically correct, and you're destroying your heritage. They must take control strongly and immediately of the unmitigated immigration disaster and the fake energy catastrophe before it's too late. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
Man, this devil was prideful, man. He said, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. There's another one where he tells them that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, man. This devil is prideful, man. But it really shows you what state America is in, man. America used to be this country that people look to for opportunities, the pinnacle of success. America was the superpower of the world that everyone feared. Everybody traded in their money. Everybody did the bidding of America. All right, if America sneezed, the UN and NATO would do a backflip while sneezing, man. All right, America was the cream of the crop. But now, through this presidency and through the previous presidencies in the past 3 administrations, it has really exposed America as weak. All right, it has really exposed them as compromised, especially by these small hatters, man. And a lot of countries know, that this country is compromised by that state of the small hatters, man. You got all of Congress going on a whole trip, 200 members of Congress going on a whole trip to the small hatters, man. All right. This place is over with, man. Everybody is looking at this place as weak. All right. And that's why a lot of countries are now rising up against America, man. That's why the scripture says, let the weak say I'm strong. This place getting weaker, what it's inviting, it's, for other countries to challenge it, especially its allies. Allies of America are now starting to challenge the American status quo, because for a very long time, many of these countries have stuck together to whatever America's opinion is. But since America has aligned itself with the small hatters, you have allies of America that are now challenging the status quo that they're putting out there and recognizing the Palestinian state, recognizing despite what America and their politicians and what they're putting out there and aligning themselves with the small hatters, many allies that are aligning, or that were once aligned with America are now turning against those very things, man. Recognizing, Palestine as a state, which is gonna, that pissed off, Benjamin Netanyahu and all these fucking small hatters, man. So it's creating a lot of division. America being allied with these small hatters is creating a lot of division amongst their own allies, man. All right. And what this is inviting is really the day where World War III is inevitably going to play out, man, because the scripture says that the least of the flock shall draw them out. So, hey, man, these scriptures are playing out beautifully, man. They're jumping off the page. All right. It says right here, Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what many nations all throughout the world are starting to do, especially with everything that these small hatters are doing. All right. I believe like 2 weeks ago, the small hatters attacked Qatar. All right. Or Kuwait. I forgot which one. I think it was either Kuwait or Qatar. All right. But from that incident, you had that country basically aligning with Pakistan and creating a nuclear pact that if they get attacked or if the other country gets attacked, then they're going to help them. All right. So you got countries literally aligning, countries that for once, didn't really we're not really getting together like that. America and Israel is uniting many countries together, man. All right. Which is prophecy. The scriptures told us these things would be happening, man. All right. So now you got countries that have nuclear powers that are aligning themselves and, you know, basically coming together up against America, you know? So that's why it says to proclaim this among the Gentiles, what? To prepare for war, man. To wake up the mighty men. All right? You got countries that were previously weak that now have nuclear power. That's why it says, let the weak say, I am strong. You got these countries preparing for war, man. Aligning themselves with Russia, with China. All right? All these different countries aligning together up against America, man. All right? If you see that map of all the countries that have recognized the Palestinians, all right? When you look at the map, it's literally only America and a couple countries in the EU, and then in the NATO, and then the little small state of fucking the Small Hatters right there that has not recognized them. So throughout the whole world, everybody's really starting to see that it's America and the Small Hatters that's the problem, and they're turning against what they're pushing out, the narrative that they're pushing out. All right, and these Small Hatters are getting backed into a corner, man. That's why they're gonna eventually do some shit that's gonna drag everybody into war, especially America, man, and their allies. All right, it says the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? And this is who America is aligned with. This is Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he has taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So these Small Hatters, which are the least of the flock, by their actions, they're going to draw everyone into war, especially America. And what's going to happen is Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed as a result of this, man. And you're already seeing things playing out for this to be set up. You got this devil literally going before the United Nations, telling them that their countries are going to hell. And right after that, you got politicians after the UN meeting going on TV basically saying that we should leave the UN. Then you got people on TV saying that we need to bomb the UN, or the United States needs to bomb the UN. What the fuck? What? You really think these other countries are going to start, you know, to put up with this, man? These countries are going to get tired of these the pride of the whore, man. And they're going to turn on this bitch. All right? They're going to turn on America, man. And it tells you that in the scriptures. This is Revelation 17:16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." And the whore is America. All right? And the 10 horns represents the NATO and the EU countries, man. All right? Especially the EU countries, because even though, you know, some of these EU countries are also part of the NATO nations, but the 10 horns really represent the EU nations, man. All right, and these 10 horns, all right, are basically gonna hate the whore. They're gonna turn on America. They're gonna ultimately, at some point in the future, stop aligning with American interest, American politics, American everything, man. Eventually, they're going to hate the whore and turn on this place. And what's going to happen is this: and shall make her desolate and naked. Meaning what? They're going to start exposing this place, man. This place is becoming a joke. And as it becomes more and more of a joke, hey, a lot of countries who do not want their honor to be stained are going to stop associating with America, man. If anything, they're going to start becoming part of joking on America, man. And they're going to start exposing them in their own medias and their own outlets, man. This place is gonna start getting fucking exposed, and it already is. All right, Elder Malcolm made a lesson entitled basically how, you know, there's so much evidence pouring out against Esau Edom uncontrollably, man. There's so much coming out against this devil that he's gonna have to shut off the internet, man. There's too much coming out on this devil from different countries, from its own citizens, from its own politicians. All right, there's so much infighting, so much exposing going on of information. All right, and most of these countries are finding out this information, man, and they're also seeing it with their own eyes. Evidently was playing out before their face, man. This country, America, is isolating themselves from their allies, and these allies are noticing, man. So they're starting to team up together against this place. They're gonna hate the whore and make her desolate and naked and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And that's gonna be the end result of all of this, man. From America associating with the small hatters, from America leaving the UN, to eventually some point in the future leaving the NATO and the EU. Everything that's playing out right now is being set up for the final destruction of Babylon the Great, where its allies are going to turn on this country. They're going to hate the whore, make her desolate and naked, and eventually eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's what's going to happen to this place, man. This place is on its way to destruction, man. This place is on its way to get out of here, man. All right, and we really need to thank the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for this great seat that he has given us to witness this, man. To give us the eyesalve to see in these last days what is happening to our enemies right before us, man. Because for a very long time, this country has sat as the superpower, man. All right, and America next year is about to be 250 years old, man. All right, and hey, look, man. A nation or an empire only lasts about 250 years old. So this place is literally on its way out. It's holding on by strings. And the only strings it's holding on by is the prophecies, man. Because these prophecies, there really was holding this place together, because everything has to be fulfilled, man. The scriptures say that heaven and earth shall pass, right? But this word is not going to pass away, man. It says right here, Matthew 24:35, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So everything must be fulfilled, man. This place, the only reason America is still running is because of prophecy. The Lord is the one that's allowing this place to continue, man. All right, the Lord is the one that's allowing this place to still run and function as it is, because there's prophecies that have to play out. The MOTB still has to come and be implemented. All right. Jacob's trouble still has to play out full throttle, man. All right. So we're at the end where everything is being set up beautifully, and all we have to do is wait. All we have to do is watch. All we have to do is stand upon the watch that the Lord has given us and continue to prophesy and bring out this word, because this word is going to come to pass, man. All right. The Lord has magnified his word above all his name. And he's showing us all the proper signs for us to be excited and to be galvanized to continue to preach this word, man. To continue to fight, to continue to push and continue to ultimately be, in the spirit, to continue to just keep moving forward, man. This is Psalms 86:17. Show me a token for good. All right. And tokens are signs. The Lord is showing us signs for good. The fact that this United States is literally falling and becoming an embarrassment throughout the whole world, as the scriptures said that it would, that's a token for good, man. That right there should excite you, seeing this place fucking fall, man. In the manner that it is, this place is done, bro. So that's one thing that the Lord is showing us, basically showing us a token for good. It says that they which hate me may see it and be ashamed. Who are the ones that hate us, man? Esau, Edom. Go read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, and you're going to see the whole list of our enemies, man. You're going to see at the forefront of our enemies is Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white devil, man. All right? Who right now, before the whole world, is embarrassing himself and isolating itself from all these allies and aligning itself with Amalek, who has been prophesied to perish forever. Even though they're the first of the nations, the Lord prophesied against them that they're going to perish forever. And that's who America is aligning itself with. Hey, man, prophecy is beautiful, man. We're literally seeing this devil about to go down, man. And we're seeing his pride right before he goes down. This devil is prideful, man. And it says pride goes before destruction. He's about to fucking fall, bro. Esau, Edom, he's on his way out, man. And those that hate us, who are the ones that hate us, man? Our enemies. And they're watching what we're seeing, man. And they're being put to shame. Everything that they thought this devil Trump was going to do for them, guess what? He turned that shit upside down for them. And now they're ashamed. The trust that they had in the shadow of Egypt is to their confusion and shame. There's going to be even more confusion and shame as this place continues to fucking collapse, man. All right? And those are tokens for good. Those are good signs. See, while everybody else doesn't really know what's about to happen from this, and they're confused and lost and scared and afraid at what's about to happen, man, these are tokens for good unto us. Because that's the Lord comforting us, man. Through those signs, it says, because thou, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, has hope in me and comforted me. See, the Lord is helping us, man. Through his wisdom and knowledge, all right, we're being stabilized in these times through faith, through the Spirit, through the Word. Because our faith is in this Word. Our faith is in the counsel of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man. And his counsel is evidently playing right before our face, man. We have a more sure word of prophecy, man. We have a more we have something that we could 100% trust in. All right? A more trusty word. And the Lord has helped us by that. And not only that, but he has comforted us, man. The Lord has not left us comfortless. He's literally showing us that he's with us, and showing our enemies and putting their counsel to shame and carrying it out headlong to the point where they're literally playing right into the Lord's prophecies, man. They're literally playing right into their fate of destruction. This devil's about to go down, man. All right. It was just beautiful, you know, just to see how prideful these devils are and how prideful they're really getting, man. You got fucking people on Fox News, on media, saying to call, you know, to bomb the UN. That's insane, man. You got politicians talking about to leave the UN. What do you think is next, man? You don't think NATO and the EU is going to be next? You got already a lot of countries that are defying the American quota, man. They're no longer aligning with American politics because they see how it's a problem. They see how within their own countries, you got people protesting against the government and what they're doing against, you know, those Ishmaelites, man. All right there in Gaza. So a lot of these entities, these government entities, are starting to fold to these protests and finally recognizing that place as a state, which is gonna what? Fuel more division amongst NATO and the EU and against America. Hey, man, this place is going down, man. This is beautiful. So with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom and Abba Babal. Wakwam Yasharala.